Explorers, this is your lead scientist, Miss Shirley. Today's lesson is why is it important to keep our lakes and rivers clean? In today's lesson, you're going to explore the following. The small areas of water are called lakes or ponds. A pond is a small lake. The water in a lake is mostly stationary. The water in lakes and rivers is usually fresh water. Fresh water means it does not have salt. We can drink fresh water. Oceans hold a lot of water. Most of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans. It is home to many plants and animals. Just like on land, it has places that are very warm. It also has places that are very cold. All of these places have life. The oceans are filled with salt water. Unlike fresh water, we cannot drink it. Some animals have adapted to live in it. In our last lesson, we explored water. Water is found in the ocean, rivers, lakes, and ponds. Water exists as solid ice and in liquid form. Water is everywhere. A large part of Earth is covered by it, and it can be found in oceans, lakes, and rivers. Rivers carry water from one place to another. Some rivers are very long. They can carry water a very long way. Rivers can be used for transportation. They are like highways of water. So let's introduce some words we need to learn for this lesson. Pond is a small lake. Rivers carry water from one place to another. Some rivers are very long. The waters in lakes and rivers is usually fresh water, and fresh water means it does not have salt. We can drink fresh water. Oceans are filled with salt water. Unlike fresh water, we cannot drink it. Okay, science explorers, we are going to learn more about why is it important to keep our oceans and rivers clean. And we are also going to investigate and explore some questions about it. Let's watch this video to learn more about why we need to keep our oceans, lakes, and rivers clean.
If kids don't connect to rivers, how are they going to care about them? We really want kids to be able to connect to them and then be able to be the next generation of stewards.
So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be releasing the Chinook salmon that you all have been raising in your classroom.
They start out here in the water, and then they swim out to the ocean, and they stay in the ocean for about 2 years and then come back to lay eggs.
Think about what are some of the important components of a healthy salmon habitat.
If the rivers aren't clean, something could get in the fish's gills and hurt the fish.
Okay, what else is important for healthy salmon habitat?
Shelter.
What was one of the things we said about the water that needed to happen?
It needs to be cold.
It needs to be cold. I think it's important to teach the third graders about the rivers and keeping everything healthy. I think it helps because then when they're older, they'll know to keep it nice and to keep everything healthy and everything.
What kind of challenges do you think the salmon are going to have now that they're in their new home?
They have to look out for predators and obstacles.
I hope that this river eventually can get back to near perfect. All the wildlife and habitat that may not be perfect now can be back so we can see what it's like to have a really nice ecosystem and watershed.
When I sit by the river, I think about how water has this dual nature where on the one hand, it moves around obstacles in the moment, and on the other hand, in the long term, it shapes those things over time. So really, it has the ability to move mountains, and I feel like that's a really great metaphor for ourselves as individuals, that we can, be flexible and go with the flow in our own life, and yet have the strength to have a big impact in our communities and let that ripple out into the world.
Okay, science explorers, let's explore more about why it's important to keep our lakes, rivers, and oceans clean. So small areas of water are like lakes or ponds. A pond is a small lake, and the water in a lake is mostly stationary. Some lakes are made by people, other lakes are natural. They can serve many purposes. They hold water for us to drink, they can supply us with food, we can use them for recreation. Other lakes catch the water that runs off of places, and they can prevent flooding and also keep our rivers clean. So, why can we drink water from a lake, but we cannot drink water from the ocean? Think, think, think. Science explorers, write your response. Farmers use a lot of water. They water their crops, their animals drink the water. Water is essential to life. Much of our fruit and vegetables are grown in California. California has rich soil and a great climate for growing crops. Unfortunately, California is a desert. Farmers there rely on a lot of irrigation to water their crops. So, what are some fruits and vegetables you might see in the farm? Think, 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 science explorers. Write your response. And to summarize, the waters in lakes and rivers is usually fresh water. Fresh water means it does not have salt. We can drink fresh water. Do you know why it's important to keep our lakes and rivers clean? Oceans hold a lot of water. Most of the Earth's surface is covered by ocean. It is home to many plants and animals. Just like on land, it has places that are very warm. It also has places that are very cold, and all these places have life. So the oceans are filled with salt water. Unlike fresh water, we cannot drink it. Some animals have adapted to live in it. Can you name some creatures that live in oceans? Think, 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 science explorers. Write your response. And finally, what did you think of today's lesson? Okay, science explorers, today we learned why it's important to keep our lakes, rivers, and oceans clean. Until next time, ciao for now.